Welcome to the launch for Check Me Out. It's my new book. I'm Becca Wilhite, and I'm really excited to have you here. Thanks for joining me in my home, and thanks for joining me on my sick day. I promise not to share my germs over the internet with you. Throughout our little chat this evening, I will be answering your questions and drawing names for prizes. We love giveaways. Lots of great books to give away tonight. So let's get started. This is the part where I tell you about me. I have been writing for quite a few years. My first two books that I published with Shadow Mountain were Bright Blue Miracle and My Ridiculous Romantic Obsessions, both of which were young adult contemporary romantic comedies. And through the experience of writing and publishing those books, I learned that I love writing romantic contemporary. And I'm excited to have a new contemporary romance that's published, and I'm really excited to be part of the Proper Romance line. Over the past few years, I've been focusing a lot on being a high school English teacher, learning how to balance a full-time job with being a wife and a mom and a writer. I've been walking up and down mountains and eating way too much where there's caramel popcorn. I think it's time to give away a book, shall we? Here's our first book. It's mine. Look, check me out. It's a romantic comedy set in a library. Get it? Get it? Okay. So I have here the list of people who are here at the event. So I'm not looking. It could be you. Is it you? It is you if you are Shannon Henderson. Hooray! Applause noise. Shannon, you're going to send a message to the Proper Romance series Facebook page, and they will ask you for your address, and I will mail you this book. Your name's right there inside, and I'm excited for you. All right. Thank you for submitting your questions throughout the week. I am excited to answer your questions. So, first question. I am a little bit blind, and so I've printed them out on their own paper so I can see. Diana asks, did you always know that you wanted to be a writer? Well, the short answer is no. I very clearly remember a day in May of 1984. The National Geographic magazine arrived in my parents' mailbox, and it was the Herculaneum and Pompeii edition. And it was a stunning photo on the cover. My 10-year-old brain could not let go of what I had seen. And I knew right then that I wanted to be both an archaeologist and a National Geographic photographer. Unfortunately, both of those careers require skills that I do not possess, like working a camera and sleeping outside. But what I came to realize later, maybe as later as this afternoon, is that both of those jobs involve telling a story. Putting together pieces, framing, focusing, bringing in details that are best in a grip of viewer or a reader. So, although I didn't know that I wanted to be a writer, I think I always wanted to work with stories. So, thank you, Diana, for that awesome question. Crystal has two questions, which are both excellent, and here's what Crystal said. How do you choose a cover photo, and how do you choose the title for your books? Those are both excellent questions. Excuse me. As for the first, that's not actually my job. Authors have very little to do with the physical putting together of the book. We write the words, and everything else is in the hands of professionals who know exactly what they're doing. And I have been extremely lucky with this book to get some really deep cover consultation conversations with the designers. A design artist gave me a couple of photo options for covers and asked how I felt about them. I had a few, maybe pretty strong feelings and opinions, and we had some really constructive back and forth conversations, which was really cool because obviously I am not the professional as far as book covers go. I'm not a designer, but you know what I am? I'm a book buyer, and I know what kind of book I want to buy. and I know what the cover of the book I want looks like. And so I loved the idea of not having a cover with a photo on it of a person, because when I read a book, I really like to kind of figure out in my own head throughout the reading of the book what the person looks like instead of having somebody tell me. And so I like to imagine the characters myself. So when the current version showed up with the teacup and the stack of really old books, I was crazy about it. I love this cover. I think it's awesome. And when you read it, you'll realize why each element is just so perfect. Okay, let's see. Should we give her another book? I don't know. Oh, wait, you had another question, and I started to ask it, but I never answered it. How do you choose the title for your book? The short answer is, for this one, I cheated. I was grumbling to my high school novel writing class that I teach and telling them that I was bothered and annoyed that I had a book that I needed to turn in, but it did not have a name. It was just nameless, this nameless book that I'd been working on for a really long time. And this boy in the back of the classroom, "What's it about?" And he said it just like that, "What's it about?" And I said, exasperated, because I'd already told him what it was about as we talked about it through the whole semester. I said, "It's a library romance." And he goes, "How about Check Me Out?" And I was kind of annoyed because it was perfect and effortless, and titling a book has never been effortless for me. But I couldn't quite decide whether to cheer for him or slap him. I did not slap him, and that is why I still have a job teaching high school. We just don't do that here. Okay, one other question. All right, Stephanie asked about the library setting in the book. I love libraries. My first job when I was 14 years old was in a library, and it was a hugely instructive experience for me. And a lot of things that I learned about while I was working there were actually about libraries, but not everything. Mostly, I learned how critical a library is to a community. There are a lot of conversations happening in our country and around different countries in the world about the relevance and the necessity of public libraries in kind of a financially nebulous time, and whether it's responsible to provide libraries through tax dollars. And sometimes people suggest that the public library as an institution has outlived its lifetime. I could not disagree more. Public libraries are always going to be central and critical to communities. People learn so much more from libraries than what they read in books. There's a give and take of community service that's inherent to the library system. A good library has a feeling of comfort and familiarity. And if you ask people their library stories, they all have library stories. Everybody has a library story to tell. And it's really fun. I love having that conversation. People care about their libraries, not only about the buildings, but about what happens there. So, you know what you can find in libraries? Do you know? Books like this one. I have a feeling there might be one or two people out there in internet land who are interested in Sarah Eden's new book that is coming out next month. This is, I'm going to read the official line. It is Ashes on the Moor by Sarah M. Eden, a Victorian proper romance that officially releases March 6th. So you could have it almost a month early. Obviously, you don't have it in your hands right now, but you could have it very soon. You may not know this, but Sarah Eden and I are secret twins. Although she's Irish and I'm some kind of like Scandinavian mutt, it's the truth. No, it's not. It's not the truth. We're not really twins. I'm taller and she writes more books. But other than that, we're really hard to tell apart. Okay, are you ready? Are you ready to win this beautiful thing? I kind of want to keep it, but I don't think I'm eligible for this one. All right, here we go. Amy Baird. Amy, you are the winner of Ashes on the Moor by Sarah Eden. So here's what you need to do. Get on the Proper Romance Facebook page and leave us a message telling us that you win Sarah Eden's book, and then we'll get in touch and I'll get your address and I'll mail it to you. Yay, more applause noise. That's exciting. Congratulations, Miss Amy. We're going to have a big pile of books there. Okay, I have some more questions. Julie asked, and this is a direct quote because I don't want you to think I'm editing this. Besides yourself, who is your favorite author? This might be the best question I've ever heard in my whole life, because I don't know if you know this, Julie. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Writers as a group are the most neurotic, least confident group of people that I know. We do not tend to be our own favorite of anything. We beat ourselves up, and kind of to a shocking degree. But I'm going to tell you a little story. I used to be a person who did New Year's resolutions. And speaking of beating yourself up, it was just kind of one more thing that I was able to not do well. You know how that goes? Maybe you don't. Maybe you're super good at this, but I am not. And instead of resolutions this year, I decided I would give myself gifts. And one of the gifts that I gave myself for this year is the gift of compassion. And the way that looks for me is that I will speak to and about myself the way I would speak to and about someone that I love. And so, in honor of your truly excellent question, the author that, my favorite authors other than me, I mean, come on. Seriously, Julie, that was such a beautiful way to put that question. So, I will take that compliment that you would assume that I would be on my list of favorites. So, I'll tell you, I'm a huge fan of Brené Brown, who is a brilliant researcher, of Adam Gidwitz, who writes astounding middle grade, kind of terrifying and also beautiful work that I love to read to my high school students because they love to be read to. Jeff Zintner, who has published 2 novels that both completely blew my mind. And Mary Oliver, my poetess, fairy godmother. One really amazing perk about being an author in Utah is the community of authors in Utah. We are surrounded with remarkable writers, and the Utah writers community is deep and wide and broad, and everybody is kind of amazing, and it is full of mentors and friends who help me navigate this this amazing journey. And so I hesitate to even name any names about actual humans that I know, but I will tell you that I am thrilled to be among the Proper Romance authors. This is a sisterhood of truly remarkable women. Hey, speaking of Proper Romance authors, here is Josie Kilpack's upcoming, and let me read you the thing. Excuse me, sorry. This is an advanced copy because this book does not come out until May. Josie's, okay, let's see. Miss Wilton's Waltz by Josie S. Kilpack comes out on May 1st. Okay, I just have to read it right because I don't want to, lead you astray. Here's the thing that I know about Josie. Welcome to my cold. She is one of the hardest workers I have ever had the privilege to learn from. Josie is a remarkable mentor, a careful researcher, a careful reviser, and a wise and trusted editorial voice. She's amazing. And, are you ready? Somebody is about to win this beautiful new thing. Kathy Grimshaw Douglas. Kathy, you are the winner of Miss Wilton's Waltz. Congratulations, Kathy. Okay, it's going in the pile. I'm going to have a little drink now. Do you want to join me? Nothing more exciting than watching somebody have a drink of water. Okay. So, Kathy, I forgot to tell you. Go to the Facebook page for Proper Romance and leave us a message and we'll get you a prize. And I'm really excited about that. It's that actual one right there. Okay. I probably should have put more questions inside there, but here we have another giveaway because, surprise, here's a new one. And this book, we're going to squeeze in another giveaway right now. The winner will get an advanced reader's copy of Kiss of the Spindle, The Steampunk Proper Romance by Nancy Campbell Allen. It officially releases July 3rd, so you're going to be like way ahead of the game on this. Here we go. Are you ready? Somebody fell out of the bowl. Amy Hubbard. Congratulations, Amy. You are a winner. Okay. There it goes. One of the things that I wanted to talk to you guys about is the effect of having a community of readers. And one of the things that I love about writing a story that takes place in a library is that one of the things that draws people together is stories. And you don't have to be a published author to share your stories with other people. And so I just kind of think if it appeals to you to share your stories with other people, reach out to a few friends and see if you could, pull together a story group. And maybe you could write your story, your life story. Maybe you could write, some narrative nonfiction, some stories about you. Maybe you could write poetry. You could have a little poetry slam of your own, right, in your group of friends. I think that anytime we share our stories, verbally or in written form, we connect to each other. So there's a little plug for sharing your stories. Okay, here comes our last question. Chelsea asks, who is the favorite character in your story? I have to say, although I absolutely totally understand my main character Greta's snark and snobbishness, the one I love best is Will. Will is clever and kind and witty and smart and always his best self. We writers usually can't get away with writing a character that is so unequivocally awesome, but Will has some flaws, very visible flaws, and that gives him humility and a depth that makes his awesomeness a little bit more believable. My other favorite character in this story is Dr. Joshua Silver, because I love me a man of historical mystery, and especially if he wears a hat. So there's that. All right, we are just about to wrap all the things up right now, but I have a thing to show you. So this is the stack of books that we've just given out, right? That we've divvied up for all the people who are going to win prizes. Look. Version 2.0, right here. We have a copy of every one of the books that we just gave away, plus a $25 Visa card. It says Target on it. You don't have to spend it at Target. It's your Visa card. You can spend it wherever you want. So we have a gift card, a copy of Check Me Out by Becca Wilhite. Have you heard of her? She's really nice. A copy of Kiss of the Spindle by Nancy Campbell Allen. A copy of Ashes on the Moor by Sarah M. Eden. And a copy of Miss Wilton's Waltz by Josie S. Kilpack. And all of these can be yours if you are named. Hold on, are you ready? I'm trying not to look. There's one. Deborah McClure Goodman. You win a giant grand prize full of all the good things. So get on the Facebook Proper Romance page, Deborah, and shoot us a message that said you're the grand prize winner, and I will put all of these awesome things in a box and send them your way. And that's what we have for you tonight. I would like to thank you so much for sharing your evening with me, for spending a few minutes learning and listening and asking great questions, and thank you for all those of you who sent questions in. I do appreciate the time that you've taken. I appreciate that you are readers, because I'm one too, and I think that helps us share things about each other and things about ourselves. I hope everybody has a great evening, and thanks for being here. Good night.